Hello, it's Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. I played hooky yesterday. I wasn't here. I had to do some errands. And yesterday, it was dreadful out there. It was, I think, 36 degrees, and it was raining with snow mixed in, and there was a lot of wind. So I went out to do my errands, do my shopping, and figured, okay, it's raining, but I'll just put the hood up on my coat. Every time I put the hood up, the wind took it back off again. So I came home. my jeans were wet, my shoes, like my feet were soaked and cold. I just felt chilled. I got in my chair with a couple blankets on and just stayed there. So I just couldn't get warm. So I finished a couple of items, but I couldn't tear myself away from my blankets and my recliner to come back to the craft room and make a video. Sorry. So I did finish two things. One, I combined an item that I need to make Etsy happy and my scrap yarn project. And I made my fairy penguin with pink scrap yarn from the latest scrap bag. See, it's got wings. The wings are wonky. It's got wonky wings. There we go. Let's get the wings. Wings on the back. A little fairy penguin wand. I don't know. I sold the first fairy penguin that I made. The reason Etsy wasn't happy was the listing for the pattern only had one picture. So now it has three pictures. I do want to make another one or two so I can put in like this. I made a silver star with a silver sparkly yarn. I want to get a gold yarn and make a gold wand also, and offer that option in the listing that you can have a silver wand or a gold wand with your penguin. So, got that done. Cross one thing off my list. Put it back there. And then, you know how sometimes when you're cold and tired, you're just like, I don't want to work on that. I don't want to work on that. So I attacked the scrap bag, the bag of really little pieces of yarn. And I made a sea turtle with the neon stripes. Some I had, apparently I had a lot of the orange. I think I tied two oranges together to get that much. And I had a lot of green, not so much the blue. And then I finished it off with a black belly. And I don't know, when I was looking at it, yeah, some of the black looks like it's a different shade of black. But you've got to have good lighting to see that, and it's weird. So I finished that off. Now I need to find all my turtles. I have been looking for my turtles. I think they just have been scattered through different bags and bins and all that. So I want to get all the turtles together. Like there are a couple of little ones that are in my $5 bin. There are some that are in my $8 bin. There's a bag of turtles from one pattern. The sea turtles and some of the bigger land turtles they weren't in a bin, they were just lying on the table. So I need to get my turtles together. You've heard of getting your ducks in a row? I need to get my turtles in a row and update the turtle listing. But then there's a lot of stuff I need to update on Etsy. And lately, Etsy has not been happy with the pictures I take with my phone. Okay, I'll use the new camera that I got at Christmas time. Tried. Need to put in the SD card first. Okay. I figured out where to put in the SD card. I'm not a techie person. You have to format the SD card. Well, that took a bunch of tries because they don't want you to format over and lose your pictures. So you have to reply yes like 3 times before you can format it. And that took a while for me to do. But I got it. I took one picture. Actually, I took 2 pictures. I took one picture with the lens cap on. Yeah. And then I took a picture of the penguins because I just updated that listing and Etsy is saying, oh, you've got a problem with this. Your primary picture is low resolution. So I took a new picture. I had to get the connecting cord and connect the phone to the laptop, upload that picture and see if that makes Etsy happy. Yes. It's all about keeping Etsy happy. I did make Etsy happy by updating my credit card information, so they actually deposited my money yesterday. Yay! I was updating my spreadsheets for December for the year overall. Oh man, I am $10.52 away from having my best December ever on Etsy. Pattern sales have been trickling in all month long, and I got a couple of orders, including one big order. Thank you, Lori. But it's just like, so close, and yet so far. So I was working on the laptop today, and I did a craft show summary. I thought I had done 16 shows this year. I think it was more like 18. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Yes, I did 18 shows. I sold 436 items at craft shows. The most I sold at one show was 112 items at Street Fest. No wonder Street Fest was my best show ever. It's $150 just to sign up for it, but I had over $1,000 in sales. What? Okay, 436 items sold. the price range that had the most sales was the $6 to $10 range. 151 items in that. After that, $5 and under was the next highest. 93 items were in that. I averaged 5 items in that category per show. I averaged 8 in the 6 to 10 for each show. After that, the $11 to $14 range, I had 71 sales, averaging about 4 items per show. Then the next highest was 15 to 19. Can you see something here? It's like the lowest, the 6 to 10, I sold the most, and then it's just sort of I see 3.67 average for the $15 to $19 range. $20 and up, I only sold 31 items in that price range across 18 shows, averaging 1.72 big items per show. Well, sort of big items. Because then there's the $25 and more. I sold 24 of those, averaging 1.3 per show. because there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows where I didn't sell anything that was $25 or more. There were 2 shows where I did not sell anything in the $20 and up range. So, my worst show was a show where I drove down to Pennsylvania to my daughter's house. $40 show fee. I sold $80 worth of stuff. That one, when you factor in the mileage, that one ended up not good at all. My average fee for a show was $36.67. My average sales across all of these shows was $271. So taking that number, there were only 6 shows that were above average. Of course, my best was Street Fest. Then there was a school, maybe 25 miles north of here, that was doing a show in springtime, April. It was their first show. I was the only crocheter there, although there were a lot of people who had the little Temu crochet items, where you buy a little crocheted emotional support pickle or something like that on a little card from Temu for $2.40, and they were selling it like for $8 for a little thing like this. Shame on them. Yes. Should only take handcrafted items, not Temu items. Third place was the West Seneca Kiwanis show. Outdoor show right along the main drag. And we were like front and center on the lawns. I had $417 in sales there. It was a $40 fee. So that's not bad. It's about the same ratio as Street Fest. Like Street Fest, I had $1,131 in sales, and the fee was $150, so the fee was almost 10% of my sales. And here, $417.40, it's about 10% again. Okay. And then another new show. When I went down to Pennsylvania to my daughter's house and did a show at a school out there, that one, I had $385 in sales with only a $35 table fee. So that was one of the above average shows. And then both of the Blackhawks shows down by my daughter's house, they rounded out the top 6 that were above average. After that, things were sort of mediocre. I'm hoping for better in 2025. I still haven't gone through, here, I've got 436 items to look up in my records and try to make a list of all my items that I sold in 2025. It would be smarter to have a Google spreadsheet, and every time I do a show, every time I have an Etsy sale, add it to the sheet so that I don't have to do all this work at the end of the year, because the end of the year gets too hectic. Okay, craft show summary. I did update my inventory. It went from 21 pages to 23 pages, because now with craft shows being over and not taking the time to put stuff onto Etsy, I'm just putting it into inventory. That's why I need to get going with my Etsy shop. Because, I can show you, ooh, I made this fancy turtle. But if I don't have any craft shows coming up, I don't have any now till March. And I don't have them in my Etsy shop because I need to find the other turtles. Okay. There's two. But there's also a blue and coral one that is also the simple sea turtle pattern that I need to find him so that I can update the listing with all three of them. I suppose I could take pictures of these guys and just add them to the listing and not have them a group shot at the beginning just yet. Yeah. But when I went to print out my 23 pages of inventory, it wouldn't print because the printer was out of ink. I'm just being bombarded with techie stuff right and left here. I had to replace the ink cartridges in the printer. Please tell me all the techie stuff is done now. And I could just go sit in my chair and crochet for a while. I'm done with techie stuff. Well, I need to take pictures and update Etsy. I suppose that's sort of techie. So I am just trying to get 2024 wrapped up and start working my day planner for 2025. I had to move to get my day planner. One thing I've been doing, I used to have a spreadsheet that I called finished items. And it would have a little checkbox for when I wrote something into the inventory, a little checkbox for when I put it in my Etsy shop, a checkbox for when, Fairy Penguin, I did add it to inventory, and I updated the Etsy listing. It's in a video. When it appears in a video, it gets a little check mark. When I put it in Ravelry, it gets a check mark. And when I have a picture of it. So, the reasoning behind writing it in my day planner instead of having a spreadsheet on the computer is right now, let's see, the penguins I finished, and nope, didn't finish that. Nope, jellyfish has got to go on Etsy. Right now, I would have 5, 6, 9 lines to copy from this day planner to the next day planner. So it encourages me to fill in all the blanks so that I don't have as much to move over. Like that monkey. He needs to go on Etsy. He also needs to go on Ravelry. So once I get those two things done, then he comes off the list and I don't have to copy it over. So hopefully that will be more of an incentive to stay on top of things through 2025. Okay, did I bore you with all of these spreadsheets and techie and all that? Tonight, the Heroes and Icons station is having a Twilight Zone marathon. I like Twilight Zone. Rod Serling of Twilight Zone lived in Binghamton, New York for a while. I went to school in Binghamton, New York. I have been at the house multiple times. My boss's house was right next to Rod Serling's old house. So, I don't know. And I've been to the Binghamton bus station where a few of the episodes were filmed. So, that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. I'm going to be sitting in my chair, crocheting, working on stuff, and watching The Twilight Zone. Bye-bye.